Well, now I want to talk about a movie that needs a lot more recognition than what it has been given. Now, if it hadn't have been for a media screening for this brand new movie called The Sweet East, I would have had no idea that it was even opening in Australia. And I've got to say, that's not great because this is an absolute that we need to be talking because of just how amazing it is and also how it has introduced us to the directional talents of Sean Price Williams. This is his first film, and this is absolutely amazing. Now, this film centers around a young girl. She's a senior at her high school. Her name is Lillian, played by Talia Ryder. And on a school excursion, she uses a bit of a distraction in a cafe that her and her friends are in to basically run away. She's rescued by a young activist called Caleb, played by Earl Cave, and she starts to see another side to the world. Now, from there, various things happen. She then meets Lawrence, played by Simon Rex, who is a Nazi sympathizer. She spends some time with him as well, and then goes on a bit of a journey with him. Ends up acting in a movie there, and then ends up in another dire situation where you really worry about her. This is the kind of movies that Larry Clark was making back in the late 90s, early 2000s. There's very much a bully and a kid's feel to this film, and it works remarkably well. The film, for a lot of it, the acting is carried by Talia Ryder, who also is the other name that we need to be talking about out of this movie because she is going to become a very, very big star. You can tell that from this movie. She is just amazing in it, and she's done a lot of stage work as well. But mark my words, she's going to become a very big actress in Hollywood because this film, she's just about in every scene. She has such intense scenes in this as well. Whether it be in dire situations where her life is in danger, or even just more of the kind of drama driven scenes where she's sitting down and having a discussion with somebody like Lawrence as well. But why I feel we need to be talking more about this movie and why this is a movie that if you're a serious film lover, you should be going to see is Sean Price Williams really announces themselves with this film. This is an amazing movie that kind of depicts life in the US at the moment in a way that not a lot of people like to admit is happening. Of course, we see the political headlines coming out of the US and things like that, but this movie is like a real kind of snapshot of what America is like with, like I said, a quite learned man who has kind of Nazi ideas. And then, yeah, we also see the opposite side of that as well with like a young filmmaker who is making a Black Lives Matters driven film. There's so much in this movie. Been very few films, probably apart from Civil War this year, where I've sat there for the entire movie and just been engrossed by every second of it. As I was watching this movie, I found myself feeling really excited that not only had I discovered a young star, but I'd also discovered a director that's going to go places. You've also got to give credit to Nick Pinkington, the screenwriter here, because this is a remarkable screenplay that takes its audience on a journey. You never know where this film is going to end up. You don't know what's around every corner. There's moments in this movie that are kind of humorous. There are deeply dramatic moments. But like I said, I don't think I've seen a movie apart from Civil War this year that has captivated me as much as what this film does. The Sweet East is an absolute masterpiece of a film. I'm surprised there was not more buzz for this movie coming out of Cannes, but I've got to say, like I said before, if you're a serious film lover, you have to go and see this movie. This is going to be one of the most important films of this year. Um, as far as I feel as well, it should get some talk around the times of awards season as well, because it is just remarkable. It's close to being the perfect film. Beautiful performances by its actors. Like I said, Talia Ryder is magnificent. Amazing direction from Sean Price Williams, and just an amazing screenplay as well. I know I'm using the word amazing a lot in this review, but this is the only way to describe this film. It is one of the most important movies of the year. I'm giving it 5 stars. It has got a limited release, so check your local cinema guide to show where it is screening near you, but you need to go and see The Sweet East, because this is one of the movies of the year.